Hare Krishna, I welcome everyone to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have Her Grace Kirtida Sundari Mataji to enlighten us on topic Sri Caitanya Caritamrta Antya lila 1.78 onwards. Hare Krishna, Kirtida Sundari Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much Mataji for joining and giving your valuable time and association this morning. We are very fortunate to have you on the call. Please take over the call Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you all so much for joining and giving all your valuable association. So we'll start now. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Guruve Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tat Bhaktaya Namo Namo. So we are reading from Sri Caitanya Caritamrta, chapter 1, Antya Lila, chapter 1, entitled Rupa Goswami's second meeting with the Lord, and today we'll start with text number 78. Ya kaumara harasaiva hi varas taeva chaitra shapas tejanmilitamalati surabhaya prauda kadambalina sajaivaasmi tathapi tatra surata vyapara lila vidhau Revarodha shivetasi tarutale cheta samutkantate. Translation. That very personality who stole my heart during my youth is now again my master. These are the same moonlit nights of the month of Chaitra. The same fragrance of malati flowers is here, and the same sweet breezes are blowing from the Kadamba forest. In our intimate relationship, I am also the same lover, yet still my mind is not happy here. I am eager to go back to that place on the bank of the Reva under the Vetasi tree. That is my desire. Purport. This is the verse recited by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Charu Swami Niti Namine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you all again so much for your wonderful association this mid-morning. And again, it's Antya Lila. So I really seek blessings from each and every one of you to please shower your wishes, your prayers, your blessings, which is really heart deep, heartfelt unto me, so that I may speak something relevant and may be able to convey the same message that our acharyas want all of us to imbibe in. So I really pray and beg for blessings from each and every one of you to please don't be miser. Please immensely shower your blessings unto me. Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubhaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Such a beautiful verse recited by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But let's see the context. We'll go to the context, we'll come to this verse, and then we'll try to cover some future verses, and let's see how much the time permits. So till now, what we have covered, how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he introduced Rupa Goswami, and thereby confirming Rupa Goswami's dream that don't take Krishna out of Vrindavan. And Vasudev Krishna is different from Nandanandan Krishna. And that Krishna, who is the son of Nanda Maharaj, he never leaves Vrindavan. He never takes even a step forward out of Vrindavan. So Rupa Goswami, then he decided to describe Krishna's pastimes inside Vrindavan and as Lalita Madhava, as Vidagdha Madhava, and Krishna's pastimes outside Vrindavan in Dwarka and Mathura as Lalita Madhava. So he decided to keep separate both the literatures, both the Natakas. Then the question may be asked, why did Rupa Goswami do this? Because we know that how Srila Kavi Karnapura, who was the eldest son of Shivananda Sen, he wrote a book which is known as Anand Vrindavan Champu. And in that book, he describes Krishna's pastimes up to birth, from birth up to Rasa Leela and the swing pastimes. So he stopped actually there, and he didn't move forward. He didn't describe Krishna's moving out of Vrindavan and going to Mathura and Dwarka, because he thought that is all in the separation mood, and it will be very difficult to tolerate the pure devotees to bear that separation mood from Krishna. And so he stopped there and he said, no, I'm not going to describe further, because he was in the mood that my mistress, Srimati Radhika Devi, cannot tolerate this separation. So I will definitely, not write about all that. But Srila Rupa Goswami, however, has written about the moods of both the meeting and separation, because he thought that this separation mood is a very deep, transcendental, ecstatic feeling. Because at the time of meeting, yes, there is some bhoga, Radharani and Krishna, they are together, and somehow they are lost in each other's heart. So when they are lost in each other's heart, in that some bhoga also, there is a little kind of, separation. On the other hand, at the time of separation, there is a complete meeting which actually remains fresh in their hearts. It remains always pure and fresh inside the heart, because externally it seems that there is separation, but internally there are some sprutis, there are some, some temporary visions are there. So in both, in which both the beloved and lover, they actually meet each other. They both are present in front of each other. So it's a really high subject level. But to understand these deep transcendental truth and wanting to establish the desire and mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to this whole world, Srila Rupa Goswami, he glorified the mood of separation in his book Lalita Madhava. And in another of his book, recently heard from Haripashad Prabhu, that in one of his book, in Ujjvala Nilamani, Rupa Goswami, he wrote, Navina Vipralamba Sambhoga Paiti Mashnute, that without the mood of separation, the mood of meeting will not be nourished. And the pastimes of separation, therefore, are very important. So to nourish the mood, to nourish the sambhoga aspect, there should be some vipralamba, there should be a mood of separation. Only then we'll appreciate the mood of union can only be appreciated then. So because it plays a vital role in nourishing the sweetness of sambhoga and the sweetness of meeting, Rupa Goswami decided that yes, I'm going to definitely write in Lalita Madhava. So this is all what we covered. But then Rupa Goswami, when he was in Puri, then came the beautiful festival of Jagannath Rath Yatra. And during that Rath Yatra ceremony, Rupa Goswami saw Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dancing and chanting in front of the chariot. And he was uttering the same words that we recited. Yah kaumara harasaeva hi varas taeva chaitra shapas tejon milita malati surabhaya prauಢa kadambalina sa chaivasmi tatha tatra surata vyapara lila vidhau रेवारोध शिवेतसि तरुतले चेता samutkanthate. So this beautiful verse was recited by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, why Mahaprabhu spoke this verse? Let's first understand this. What's his mood? And we know that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is always in the mood of Srimati Radharani. And this Rath Yatra festival in which Mahaprabhu was there and he recited this verse is actually when Lord Jagannath, Balbhadra and Devi Subhadra, they are brought out from the temple and then they are carried on to the carts to go to Gundicha temple. But originally this pastime originated in Kurukshetra. So we'll just look into that pastime briefly just to have the real mood of this verse. So there is a pastime that once during the solar eclipse, Krishna, along with Balbhadra, his brother, and his sister Subhadra, and all the other Dwarka residents, they went to take a holy dip in Samanta Panchaka, which is at Kurukshetra. So at that time, all the residents of Vrindavan who were burning due to the separation of Krishna, knowing that Krishna is coming to Kurukshetra, they all, went to meet him. They all decided that we'll go to Kurukshetra to meet Krishna. And then seeing Krishna, Vrajvasi's heart was so delighted because they were seeing Krishna after such a long separation. And all the gopis, along with Srimati Radharani, they also ran to see Krishna. And they were meeting Krishna after a very, very long separation. The separation that was not, they cannot bear even for a blink of an eye. They cannot bear that separation. And now after so long, they are seeing Krishna. So they were actually, when they were not able to see Krishna for a blink of an eye, they actually scolded Lord Brahma. They chastised him that what kind of creator you are, that you have made our eyes in such a way that they blink. And because of that blink, the result is that we are not able to see Krishna. So for that moment also, the gopis were not able to, bear that separation. And now after meeting Krishna, after so long time, they just simply can't stop themselves. And they went and saw Krishna. So, they all were delighted, yes, but Srimati Radharani, when she saw Krishna, somehow she was not happy. And she said, oh, okay, I know you are the same Krishna and I'm the same Radharani, but somehow you are not the same Krishna, the Krishna that left Vrindavan. Why? Because my Krishna, he used to wear a peacock feather, and now you are wearing a big crown on your head. Our Krishna used to wear a garland which is made up of forest flowers, the Vaijayanti Mala. And you, Krishna, you are wearing all those precious ornaments, precious jewels. And our Krishna used to wear a yellow silk dhoti and he has a flute, in his hand. But you, Krishna, you are wearing all, princely royal robes and you are holding a sword and other weapons in your hand. So in this way, Srimati Radharani was not at all happy to see Krishna. So all the gopis actually understood the hidden mood, the mood of Srimati Radharani, the heart of Srimati Radharani. And so they decided that, yes, she is not happy seeing Krishna. Because the way, with all the chariots, soldiers, ministers, with full entourage, Krishna is present. So they thought that, okay, we should do something for our mistress. And so they caught hold of the chariot and they started pulling the chariot towards Vrindavan. So this is actually the festival of chariot, where gopis, they are putting their labor of love just in order so that they may able they may be able to become an instrument in reuniting Krishna and Radharani. So here, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is uttering this verse, he's having the same feeling, because in the same mood of Srimati Radharani, he's crying out that yes, one who stole my heart is right in front of me. You, Jagannath, you are right in front of me, and you are the one who stole my heart. Yet my mind is not happy here. I'm so eager to go back to the place of the banks of Reva under the Vetasi tree. So why, it's mentioned the banks of Reva and Vetasi tree. So Reva is actually river Narmada, and Vetasi is a bamboo tree through which the flute is made. So actually there is no connection, because the bamboo trees are found on the banks of Yamuna, in the banks of Mother Yamuna. But here Reva is actually, it's the river Narmada. So Mahaprabhu, he was always absorbed in Radha Bhav. So he is remembering Vrindavan and he spoke this verse. But Rupa Goswami, actually, he mentions this verse in Padyavali, and then he actually makes this point that this verse is an ancient verse which is spoken from a mundane romantic novel. So this verse which Mahaprabhu spoke is taken from an ancient mundane romantic novel, where a wife, means a female who is wedded, a wife, she is with her husband, and she's saying to her husband that you are the same person who stole my heart in my youth. You are the same person. And now you have become my husband. You have become my master, right? But I am also enjoying those beautiful moonlit night with you, the sweet breeze that is blowing. I'm enjoying that. And also I'm enjoying all those fragrance that is coming from this Malati flowers. You are my same lover and I'm your same beloved. But somehow I'm not happy here. And then she continues and says that I'm absorbed in the thoughts of yours where we first met. And where we met and we have our intimate, pastimes. Where? On the banks of Reva, on the banks of Narmada, under the Vetasi tree. So I really desire to go back in past those days and relish those moments with you. So this is actually the meaning of the verse, because it is taken from an ancient mundane novel, romantic novel. But somehow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was reciting this verse in this Jagannath Puri Rath Yatra. So no one was actually able to understand that why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is uttering this verse and in what mood he was absorbed. And only our dear Srila Rupa Goswami could understand the intention of Mahaprabhu. Why? Because he was the most intimate, empowered associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just like in our daily prayers by Srila Narottam Das Thakur, we sing, Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. That Narottam Das Thakur prays that when will Srila Rupa Goswami, who is Chaitanya Manobhishtam, who knows the internal desires of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and who established this hidden desire, this confidential desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he established in this whole material world, when that day will come when he will give me the shelter under his lotus feet. So it's only Srila Rupa Goswami who actually understood the hidden desire, the hidden mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And as soon as he heard that words and understanding Mahaprabhu's desire, he immediately wrote another verse. And it's another very beautiful verse. Priya soyam Krishna sahachari Kurukshetra militas tathaham saradha tadhidam ubhayo sangama sukham tathapi yantakhelan madhura murali panchamajshe manome kalindi pulina vipinaya sprihayati. He's just saying, my dear friend, now I have met my very old and dear friend Krishna on this battlefield of Kurukshetra. I am the same Radharani, and now we are meeting together. It is very pleasant, but I would like to go to the bank of the Yamuna, beneath the trees of the forest there, and I wish to hear the vibration of his sweet flute playing the fifth note within the forest of Vrindavan. So we see that how the first verse also interpreted the same thing, but nobody was able to understand. Now Rupa Goswami, understanding the hidden heart of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he wrote this beautiful verse that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in the mood of Srimati Radharani. That, he's literally crying for Srimati Radharani, that I want to go back to the banks of Yamuna, where Srimati Radharani is crying that, oh Krishna, let's go back and enjoy our intimate pastimes on the bank of Yamuna. So in this verse, actually, Srila Rupa Goswami, he clarified the Mahaprabhu's heart, and thus he revealed to the world the importance of parikyaras, the mood of paramour love. That was between Krishna and the gopis. And Rupa Goswami revealed that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was thinking in this way. When seeing Jagannath deity, he saw Lord Jagannath as Krishna, himself as Srimati Radharani, Jagannath Puri as Dwarka, and Gundicha as Vrindavan. And this Rath Yatra festival as the process of taking Krishna from Dwarka to Vrindavan to enjoy the conjugal pastimes there with him. So this is what the two verses, came, and this is what, is the meaning that Rupa Goswami established. So this verse also, this verse also Rupa Goswami actually quoted in his Padyavali. So both the verses were quoted by Srila Rupa Goswami in his Padyavali. Then after writing this verse, so actually when he wrote the verse, it was he didn't mention it to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He simply wrote this verse on a palm leaf, and then he kept it somewhere in the thatched roof. He attached in the thatched roof, and then he went to bathe in the sea. And at that time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he just came to meet Srila Rupa Goswami, and he saw that leaf pushed into that roof. And as soon as he saw the leaf, he took it out, he saw the verse, read that verse, and after reading that verse, Mahaprabhu was overwhelmed by ecstatic love. And then Rupa Goswami also arrived there after bathing. And seeing Mahaprabhu in his kutir, he immediately paid his obeisances by falling flat onto the ground. And Mahaprabhu, very mildly, just in a loving way, he just slapped Rupa Goswami very mildly out of love. And he spoke, my heart is very confidential. How have you read my mind? Because see what Mahaprabhu was singing in the Rath Yatra, nobody could understand. But the hidden meaning was so beautifully brought forward by Srila Rupa Goswami in the verse. And he could really understand that what Mahaprabhu wants. He wants to go back to Vrindavan. He wants to go back to that bank of Yamuna just to enjoy the beautiful pastimes. So, Mahaprabhu just said, oh Rupa, my heart is so confidential. And then how you have read my mind. And saying this, he just embraced Rupa Goswami. And Mahaprabhu then showed this verse to Sarup Damodar Goswami. And then he asked him, how could Rupa Goswami have understood my heart? I'm not able to understand that. How could Rupa Goswami can understand my confidential heart and just bring it forward in this form of a beautiful verse? And then Sarupa Goswami replied, Sarup Damodar Goswami, he replied, it is all because of your causeless mercy that you have personally bestowed on Rupa Goswami previously. Otherwise, who else has that capability to understand the meaning of that verse that you spoke and your hidden mood? Who can understand? So it's all because of you, Mahaprabhu. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually admitted, and he said, yes, Rupa Goswami actually met me at Prayag. and knowing him to be a suitable person, to be a suitable patra, to be a
Mataji,
suitable
sorry,
vessel.
Mataji, for interruption. Your face is completely coming inside the this one picture. Can you see? We cannot see your face properly.
Yeah, what you need to do is, Mataji, if you have any background setting, just remove that.
Yeah, your eyes is
Yes.
completely covered. We are getting disturbed. Actually, it was very nice. Sorry, Mataji.
It was so nice, and suddenly it looks like.
I don't know why. Shall I stop my recording because I don't know what all happened?
No, nothing. Just switch off video and switch it on. Switch it off, switch it on. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji. Jai Ho
Your
Gopinath.
face is showing now.
Krishna. Hey, don't see me. Come on.
No. We need to see. You know what? When you're switching on your video, there is something that says background option. Maybe you just clear it off. You had put.
But now it's okay.
Because I was seeing from the beginning, Mataji, I thought you put the green leaves. Maybe you purposely put.
No.
It was coming. Yeah. Anyway,
It's like tulsi leaves.
Yeah.
Now it's okay.
It's just on
Yes, Mataji, please continue.
Coming slowly, Mataji, but I don't know what will happen. But now it's good, Mataji.
Yeah. If it comes again, we switch off. That's all.
Yeah, I think so. There is something wrong.
Yeah, just Mataji, click your video again if something comes, and then
Cancel the spotlight video.
No. You're good. Go ahead. We need the spotlight. Hey.
I don't know what I did.
Okay, that's all. This is good. Okay, go ahead, Mataji. It was very nice. Please continue.
Okay, I don't know where I was.
You went back to the two verses. You compared.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, actually, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed that verse to Rupa Goswami, sorry, the Swarup Damodar Goswami, and then he asked that how come Swarupa, just tell me, how come Rupa Goswami understood my hidden mood? And then Swarup Damodar said, it is all because of your causeless mercy that, he understood. Otherwise, who has this capability? And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu admitted that, yes, once Rupa Goswami, he met me at Prayag. And knowing him to be a suitable person, I bestowed my mercy onto him by giving him just a drop of nectar of devotional service. I've bestowed him my transcendental potency onto him. So he admitted that, yes, it's all because of me. And we know, we have read in Madhya Lila also, this verse, he says, Para apara shunya gabira bhakti rasa sindhu, tomahe chakhaite taro kahi ekha bindu. So at that time, for 10 days when Rupa Goswami was with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Prayag, at that time Mahaprabhu told Rupa Goswami that this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, this ocean of devotion is para. It is limitless. It has no shore. It is para apara, right? There is no shore of this devotion, this ocean of devotion. Because when we see the ocean of this material world, it is vast, it is huge. And even, with our naked eyes, even when we stand in front of that ocean, even we can't see the shore, the border of that ocean. Even we can't see that. So he said that, this ocean of devotion is very vast, but this material ocean is also huge. But when we cross that ocean, when we go from one continent to another and we cross that ocean, so there is a point, when we say that we have crossed that ocean. So there is, some kind of end, some kind of shore to this material ocean. But this ocean of devotion, it has no end. And then Gabhira Shunya, because it doesn't have the bottom also. There is no ocean bed in this ocean of devotion. In this material ocean, yes, there is a shore, there is a bed, there is a bottom. But in this ocean of devotion, there is no bed, there is no bottom. The more one goes deep into that ocean of devotion, the more one gets convinced that I have no devotion. And the more the desire to go more deep into that ocean arises. So this is how it's the transcendental nature of this ocean of devotion. And then Mahaprabhu told everything to Rupa Goswami. But then Mahaprabhu said that although this ocean of devotion, is without any shore and without any bottom. But Tomaite chakite tara kaha eka bindu. But just to give you the taste of this ocean of devotion, I want to describe you a one drop of this ocean. So you can see just a drop of ocean. Tomai chakhaite kahi eka bindu. Just so that you can taste some level of devotion, I'll just give you one drop of this ocean of devotion. And then Mahaprabhu practically, he took the finger of Rupa Goswami, he dipped in that ocean of devotion, and he let Rupa Goswami taste that devotion. And we know that how Rupa Goswami, just knowing just a drop of ocean that he learned from Mahaprabhu in those 10 days, he wrote such a beautiful scriptures. He, in all his beautiful writings, he mentioned about that devotional service. So just one drop of devotion that Rupa Goswami received from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sufficient for him to inundate this millions and millions of universes through his beautiful writings. So beautifully he wrote. And then Mahaprabhu told Swarup Goswami to give further instructions to Rupa Goswami, particularly instructing him in the various transcendental mellows. So he instructed Swarupa Damodar Goswami that you should go forward now and just instruct Rupa Goswami furthermore in this in transcendental mellows. Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Prema Tattva Sar, Bhava Tattva, Rasa Tattva, Lila Tattva Ar. He said, understanding Krishna Tattva, understanding the truth of Krishna, Bhakti Tattva, understanding the devotional service, and then Prema Tattva, understanding the truth of emotional ecstasy, Sara, the whole thing, the essence of all this. And we know what is the essence. Krishna Tattva is our Sambandha Gyan, Krishna Sambandha. Bhakti Tattva is our Abhidheya, is the practices that we do to attain Krishna. So that is Bhakti Abhidheya. And then Prema Tattva is our Prayojan Tattva, that is Prem Prayojan, where we understand that what is our ultimate goal of life. And then Bhava Tattva, Rasa Tattva, Lila Tattva are. Then he said that you should also tell him about the truth of transcendental mellow, the Bhava Tattva. And then the Rasa Tattva, the taste or the truth of emotional ecstasy. And then finally, Lila Tattva, the transcendental mellow and the truth of the pastimes of the Lord. So then Swarup Goswami was instructed like this, but still the question was there that how come Rupa Goswami understood? This question was put forward by Swarup Damodar Goswami by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Swarup Damodar Goswami, he said, actually, as soon as I saw this unique composition of this verse, I could immediately understand that you yourself have bestowed your special mercy on him. And then Swarup Goswami quotes his Nyaya Shastra, his logic, and he said, Phalena phala karanam anumiyate, that by seeing a result, one can understand the cause of that result. So by seeing the work of Rupa Goswami, one could immediately understand that the cause of this work, the ability to understand your confidential heart, the mood is definitely coming from yourself, Mahaprabhu. It's only and only because of your causeless mercy that all this thing happened. There could be no other cause, no other reason for this. And then Swarup Damodar Goswami, he quotes a very beautiful verse. I'll not go with the verse, but I'll just go to the translation because now he's quoting his Nyaya Shastra. So he's saying, the river flowing in the Ganges, the river flowing in the heavenly planets is full of golden lotus flowers. And we, the residents of those planets, eat the stems of the flowers. Thus, we are very beautiful, more or so that the inhabitants of any other planet. This is due to the law of cause and effect. For if one eats food in the mode of goodness, the mood of goodness increases the beauty of his body. So this was the verse that he spoke. That and then basically Swarup Damodar Goswami is elaborating on his logic of cause and effect. So he's saying that just like there is a saying, right? What you are is what you eat. Means your eating is a cause and what you are is an effect. So if someone eats food which is prepared by in the mode of ignorance, so naturally the person who eats that food will develop all those qualities of the mode of ignorance. Therefore, our dear Srila Prabhupada always used to stress this point that please eat Krishna prasadam, because it's only after eating Krishna's prasadam one will be able to surely become the devotee of the Lord. Actually, Prabhupada also quotes that one's bodily luster, one's beauty, one's activities, one's qualities, they all depend upon the cause and effect. So what you sow is, as you sow is what you reap. So here Sarup Damodar Goswami is basically substantiating his point that yes, Rupa Goswami could write such a poetic verse, understanding the hidden confidential mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is only because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself has bestowed his causeless mercy. Otherwise, it would have been impossible for anyone to write such a beautiful verse. So all this happened, and then Mahaprabhu left, and then with all, other, you remember that how the devotees from Bengal, they came, Shivananda Sen, Advaita Acharya, they all came. So they came to meet Mahaprabhu, and that time there were Chaturmasya going on, the 4 months, Shravana, Bhadra, Ashwin and Kartik. So the 4 months were going on, and then they passed, the 4 months passed, they spent the whole Chaturmasya with Mahaprabhu. And then the devotees from Bengal, they all decided that we'll go back to their home. And they all went back, they bid farewell, and actually in Madhya Lila, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has very intensively described that how after that they all left to Bengal. And then, but Srila Rupa Goswami, he remained in Jagannath Puri under the shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. So he said that I'm not going to go. Then one day what happened? While Rupa Goswami was writing his book, suddenly Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. And as soon as Rupa Goswami and Haridas Thakur saw Lord, they both immediately stood up and they fell flat on the ground just to offer their respectful obeisances to the Supreme Lord. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he embraced both of them and he sat down. And then Lord said, ask Rupa Goswami, hey, what kind of book are you writing? Can you show me? And just immediately he took that palm leaf from Rupa Goswami on which he was writing, and seeing the fine handwriting of Srila Rupa Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so pleased, and he said, oh Rupa, your handwriting is just like the rows of pearls. And then after holding that palm leaf, Mahaprabhu read what was written on it. And as soon as, he read that verse, he was overwhelmed by the ecstatic love. So what is that verse? Again, a very famous verse. We have come through this verse quite a lot of time in our journey to Krishna consciousness. So it says, Tunde Tandavani Ratim Vitanute Tundavali Lapthaye Karna Krodha Kadambini Ghatayate Karna Rubhedya Spriham Cheta Prangana Sangini Vijayate Sarve Indriyanam Kritim No Jane Janita Kiyat Piramrita Krishna Iti Varnadvai. What he's saying, Na jane janita kiyad bhir amrita krishnati varna dvai. These two varna, varna also means alphabets, the varna, right? These two syllables, Krishna, right? These two, dvai, krishneti varna dvai. These two syllables, Krishna, is full of nectar. It's full of nectar. And nobody knows this nectar unless and until you taste that nectar. So after tasting that nectar, through my tongue, tundavani, tunda means in my mouth, and this Krishna, as soon as I chant, it started doing tandav, it started dancing on my tongue. And I developed so rati, so affection towards this. And as soon as it started dancing, I desired that I should have Tundavali. Vali means the rose of something. Like we say Deepavali, right? The rose of the Dweeps is known, the deep, the light, the lamp is known as Deepavali. So he's saying, Tandavani. In my mouth, this Krishna, when I'm chanting, it's doing tandav, it's dancing on my tongue. And just as it's dancing, I'm desiring, oh, I should have Tundavali. I should have various different mouths, so that I can chant. I may get the desire, that greed to chant more and more Krishna. I desire to chant more and more your name. But somehow I just have one mouth. But I'm still grateful that I have 2 ears, because through that 2 ears, because when I chant and this word Krishna, these 2 syllables, they enter into the ear holes. Oh, what a beautiful experience I get. That I desire that I should have millions and millions of ears, so that all those ears may be engaged in hearing these 2 syllables, Krishna. And then Cheta Prangana Sangini Vijayate. And then as soon as this 2 the syllable, they enter after, when I spoke with my mouth, they enter into my ears, and then from ears, they enter into my heart. So as soon as these 2 syllables, Krishna, they enter into my heart, and then what happened? Vijayate Sarva Indriya. This name, these 2 syllables, they capture all my senses. They become victorious. Vijayate Sarva Indriya, and they capture my all senses, and then my senses become inert and I go mad. So this is such a beautiful verse that Rupa Goswami had quoted. And he said, I'll just read the translation now. I do not know how much nectar these 2 syllables Krishna have produced. So when the holy name of Krishna is chanted, it appears to dance within the mouth. And then we desire many, many mouths. And when the name enters the holes of my ears, I desire many millions of ears. And when the holy name dances in the courtyard of my heart, it conquers the activities of the mind. And therefore, all my senses become inert. So this verse was, Prabhupada says, this verse was included by Rupa Goswami in his Vidakta Madhava. Now, after hearing this verse from Rupa Goswami, Haridas Thakur, who is a Namacharya, so he became so jubilant after hearing this verse, and he became so ecstatic that he immediately started dancing. And then Haridas Thakur said something very, very important. And he said, Krishna namera mahima shastra sudha mukhe jani. Krishna namera mahima shastra sadhu mukhe jani. Namera madhuri aiche kaha nahi suni. So he said, yes, the greatness and the glories of the Supreme Lord, I have heard many times through various scriptures, through sadhus, to the mouth of the pure devotees. But the sweetness of the Lord's holy name, oh Rupa Goswami, I have never heard. The way you have described, I have never heard of before. And to this, Srila Prabhupada, he writes in his purport that chanting and hearing of the transcendental holy name of the Lord cannot be performed by the ordinary senses. Only the senses that have been spiritualized by continuously chanting Krishna's name, only those can really feel the chanting of the holy name. Why? Because you just understand one analogy, that how if someone is tasting that mango, the sweet mango, if somebody is tasting that mango, so the mango, the juice of mango is in the mouth of that person, right? So as soon as the juice is inside the mouth, that person is not able to speak. If you tell, oh, please tell me how sweet it is, that person is simply tasting that mango. And because his mouth is full of that pulp of that mango, he's not able to speak. Whereas if somebody who has not tasted that mango can somehow speculate that, oh, this mango is so sweet and this is so nectarine, and that it has such a tasty pulp, he can describe 3-4 hours describing that sweetness of mango. So what Haridas Thakur was saying, that yes, glories of holy name, the glories of Krishna, his transcendental activities can be read through scriptures and can be heard through the mouth of the great sadhus, which is important, right? Which is important, not negating that. But the sweetness can only be relished by those who have tasted that holy name. And our Namacharya, Srila Haridas Thakur, has really tasted that nectar, because he's continuously absorbed in the thoughts and chanting Krishna's holy name. These two Varna, this Krishna is continuously dancing on the tongue of Haridas Thakur. So he had relished it. And so after hearing this verse, he just got ecstatic and he started dancing. So, to this, Srila Prabhupada also warned us actually in his purport that yes, we should really condemn ourselves from hearing the glories of Krishna from a non-devotee. So, he gives that analogy also in various purports throughout Srimad Bhagavatam. A lot of times he has given that analogy that the milk, we all know that is so pure, it nourishes the body. It is so pure that milk nourishes the body. But as soon as the same milk is touched by a serpent, then the milk that nourishes the body actually becomes poisonous. And then instead of nourishing the body, it becomes the cause of one's death. So similarly, Srimad Bhagavatam is very pure. It's an Amala Puran, right? And it's without any impurity. But if we hear the same Srimad Bhagavatam from the mouth of non-devotees, then it won't have that effect on us. So as far as possible, we should always try to hear from the mouth of pure devotees. And we should always try to, avoid listening to Srimad Bhagavatam or the holy names from the mouth of non-devotees. So anyway, making everybody dance, making everybody ecstatic. Rupa Goswami somehow he was actually feeling embarrassed, but they all praised Rupa Goswami, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Rupa Goswami, and he was very happy. And then he embraced Haridas Thakur also. And then finally he left, to perform his noontime duties. So we all know that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after bringing some bhog prasadam from that Upala Bhoga ceremony of Jagannath Puri, he used to come to meet Shri Rupa Goswami and Haridas Thakur, and he used to bring that Mahaprasad for both of them. And after talking to them, after hearing from them, and then he would go to perform his noontime duties. So all this thing happened in the morning time, and then making everybody ecstatic. Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then, he embraced both of them, and then he finally left to perform his noontime duties. So we'll also pause here, and it's our noontime. Let's also perform our noontime duties. And then tomorrow again, we'll see what happens among those intimate associates of the Lord. So we'll move on tomorrow. Thank you all so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Right. Hari Bol Kirtida Sundari Mataji. Very, very nice.
I'm so sorry. There was some problem in the video.
That's not a problem. Don't worry. Mataji, so you were talking about how when a person is very involved in that particular activity or relishing the holy name, or being very involved in katha, how nicely it affects everyone, meaning everyone feels very good, right? When one is doing very good Harinam, there is some potency in it, right? We could visualize that today in your class.
Oh, Krishna, I thought you were asking some question.
You were so involved, and
I thought you were asking some question.
Yeah, but honestly, you were so involved in narrating the pastime, so much so that it affected us very, very wonderfully. So I felt extremely good hearing and relishing the pastimes from your mouth. It was very nice. It was so well put together. Especially, I think one of my major doubts got cleared about this original verse coming from a romantic novel mentioned in Padyavali. That was one major doubt that I wanted to ask at the end of the class, but then through the class, you did clarify that. And the way you described the ocean of devotion, which is endless, bankless, and no depth to it. That was amazing. And of course, the sweetness of the holy name, as you very nicely put forward, that was also very nice. How Rupa Goswami relished the holy name so nicely, and how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Haridas Thakur and everyone could really understand how nicely he was relishing it. That was very, very beautiful. Thank you, first and foremost thing, for putting these verses together in perspective, because for me, I find it very hard to connect. But when you come, you put everything together and give it in a very simple format to digest. I'm very grateful to you for that. Thank you very, very much. My question that I've been having for a long time was about the difference between Lalita Madhava and Vitakta Madhava. Back to my question. Okay. So now I'm going to take 2 minutes to understand this properly. So Lalita Madhava was the one where the Dwaraka Vasis are being described, right? Like they are pastimes with Krishna. And in that in Lalita Madhava only, Radha Rani and the gopis, they go to Dwaraka and they get married, right? That is but whereas in Vidakta Madhava, it is only the pastimes of Krishna and the gopis in Vrindavan. So the Vidakta Madhava, the Lalita Madhava was the first one that was written. Came in
that I don't know, Mataji. That I can't comment.
So Satyabhama came in the dream. He told Rupa Goswami to keep the past separate. So before he had written Lalita Madhava, before the dream.
No. Okay, I'll tell you.
Explain from the beginning that sequence.
Okay. So first of all, thank you so much for your words. Truly speaking, I don't know whether I was feeling ecstatic or not, but truly speaking, it's all because of the purpose of Srila Prabhupada and about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami wrote. So I was just speaking from the purpose, from those verses. Nothing was my own. All these verses in between that I was quoting was from Madhya Lila only, where he himself told that, apara shunya gabhira, this ocean of devotion is bottomless and it is without any shore. So everything is coming from Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami works only. So our glories to him.
Yeah, mercy empowers a person, right? Mercy from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In the class we were saying mercy of Chaitanya was the reason for this. Yeah.
Empowerment comes. So empowerment comes with instructions. I've told thousands of times. So anyways, your question about the Lalita Madhava and Vidakta Madhava. Vidakta Madhava is the only, it deals with only the sweet and the loving, the Sambhoga pastimes of Krishna with Srimati Radharani in Vrindavan. Right? So at that time, Krishna was with Srimati Radharani, with the gopis, and all the sweetness, the intimate relationships, the conjugal relationships they were having, that all was described in Vidakta Madhava. And Lalita Madhava is the pastimes of Krishna when he was outside Vrindavan. So it's not that in Lalita Madhava only the pastimes of Krishna with queens of Dwarka is being described. Lalita Madhava deals with the separation mood also. It also deals with the mood that how Krishna is feeling by getting involved in Dwarka pastimes, and how Srimati Radharani is also involved is deep grounded into that mood of separation. So Lalita Madhava, don't get confused that it only deals with the pastimes of Krishna and Dwarka. It deals with that, yes, but at the same time, it describes the separation mood of Radha and Krishna. That Vipralamba Bhav is described in Lalita Madhava. In the starting, I told, right, how Kavi Karnapura, when he was writing his book in Anand Vrindavan Champu, he stopped there after describing all those intimate pastimes of Radha and Krishna, the swing pastimes, the Julan, and then all the other pastimes. He stopped there. But Rupa Goswami continued because he said that Vipralamba is very, very important. Because if Vipralamba is not there, the separation is not there, then the mood of getting united will not be relished and cherished. So Vipralamba is very important, and it must be brought forward to all the people far and wide in this world. And that's why he took up this service. And that's what Satyabhama also came in his dream, that you have to write separate about me because because Radharani in her expansion is Satyabhama. She is enjoying her, as Satyabhama, she is with Krishna in Dwarka, enjoying that conjugal pastimes, but at the same time, there is a Vipralamba, that what Radharani is feeling, what the gopis are feeling back in Vrindavan, and even how Krishna is feeling. Seriously, I have not read these two books right now, but just here tit and bit, just to cover up few verses I've gone through, but not totally. And also it is, I was reading that how actually first Vidagdha Madhava came, because Vidagdha Madhava, it deals with the conjugal, the meeting pastimes. So unless and until you meet a person, you will not be able to relish that person if that person has gone away from you. For example, I'll just give you an example. If I have not seen you, I'm just talking about you, Preeti Vilasini Mataji. If I have not seen you, if I have not known you, it would have hardly mattered to me that whether you are in the call, whether you are not in the call, whether you are present or whether you are not present, or whether you go to India or whether you go somewhere else. I'll not even bother to know about it. But after meeting you, after developing that friendship, that relationship with you, now it matters to me that yes, you should be there. You should be there when I have some problems, so that I can reveal my heart to you. Or when you go back to India and you give all those responsibilities unto me, then I miss you. So that missing part can only happen when a person knows somebody. So Vidagdha Madhava, in that Radharani and Krishna were together for so long, right? For so many years they were together and they were enjoying their intimate pastimes. So therefore it is, we can conclude that Vidagdha Madhava came first. But after that, when Krishna, apparently when he went to do his Dwarka and Mathura pastimes, at that time Radharani really missed Krishna, because she has known Krishna for so long. She was there with Krishna so long. So now she started missing him. And that's Vipralamba Bhav is being also described in his next book, that is Lalita Madhava. Hope that is clear.
Yes, got it. And very nicely you explained this. It was very, very clear to me. And at the end, right, in Lalita Madhava, Rupa Goswami is connecting the characters back to, meaning he's saying, oh, this Satyabhama is Radharani, or the identities are coming back in place in one sense. But
yes.
So Vidagdha, this Lalita Madhava, meaning isn't it like the Vrajavasis? So I don't know how to put it in words. Okay, the Vrajavasis, they wouldn't want to consider themselves to ultimately become like Radharani and the Gopis. They wouldn't want to become ultimately the wife of Krishna or something, go to Dwaraka, live in Dwaraka, etc.
Yeah, definitely not.
Not. So therefore, only in Lalita Madhava, that aspect is covered because it is from the Dwarkavasi's perspective. Is that how we understand?
Yes, it's only from the, like Rupa Goswami, he actually he mentions that all those gopis, they actually in their expansions, they were there in Vrindavan. It's only their expansions that they get into all these 16,108 wives to which Krishna married. So it's only their expansions. It's not that Radharani was not there in Vrindavan and then she moved to Dwarka and she enjoyed her Sambhoga. It's only her expansion. Because see, who can interact with the Supreme Personality of Godhead? The mere mortal souls cannot, right? We cannot, we don't have that capability to, unite with the Supreme Lord. It's only his parshads, his intimate associates can perform all those leelas. So he was there with the gopis, and the same gopis then with their expansions, they expanded in the form of the queens of Dwarka, with which Krishna enjoyed their Dwarka pastimes.
Okay. Makes sense, Mataji. Thank you for clarifying this point very nicely.
So in future verses, there will be quite a few verses that will be quoted in the future pages of this Caitanya Caritamrta, where he'll be telling about the Vidakta Madhava and Lalita Madhava. So that way, it will be more clear.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mataji, for patiently
Thank you so much.
Responding. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Kirtida Sundari Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. It's so clear and then so deeply you affect our consciousness, Mataji. Mataji, I have also one question. How Rupa Goswami got confirmed? Because he saw the dream and then again and that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also gave some words and he means he got confirmed. Yes.
Yes.
It means how I not understand that part, Mataji, from the which verse.
So actually, when Rupa Goswami was traveling from Bengal to Jagannath Puri, he stopped at a village which is known as Satyabhamapura. So there, Satyabhama, she came, actually a beautiful celestial woman, she came in the dream of Rupa Goswami, and then she instructed Rupa Goswami that please write a separate nataka, a separate drama for me. And somehow Rupa Goswami got this, that, oh, she was not different from Satyabhama, and Satyabhama actually came in my dream that, I should write a separate drama, because previously Rupa Goswami was thinking that all the aspects, all the leelas of Krishna, that is Dwarka Leela, Mathura Leela, Vrindavan Leela, he'll put in the same, in the same book. And then after remembering that dream, he decided, okay, Satyabhama came, so that means I should separate these two dramas. Still he was not confirmed. And then actually one day Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after bringing that prasadam for Haridas Thakur and Rupa Goswami, he just came and he just recited one verse. So I'll tell you that verse. So he just recited that verse to Rupa Goswami, and then out of nowhere, because see, when Rupa Goswami, he came to Jagannath Puri, at that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Rupa Goswami about his well-wishers and, about Anupama, about Sanatan Goswami. And then Rupa Goswami said that, I didn't meet Sanatan Goswami, and then how Anupama died, and then how he came. But he never mentioned about the dream he got. He never mentioned that to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then one day, all of a sudden, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he told Rupa Goswami that, see, don't take Krishna outside of Vrindavan. Immediately he just said, out of nowhere, he said. So I'll tell you the verse. Yeah, it's verse number 66. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he immediately spoke and he said, Krishnera bahira nahi karya vraja haite. Vraja chadi Krishna kabhu nayana kanite. Means do not take Krishna out of Vrindavan, because he does not go anywhere else at any time. And then next verse 67 also Mahaprabhu quoted that Krishna, who is known as Yadu Kumara, is Vasudev Krishna. And he is different from the Krishna who is the son of Nand Maharaj. Yadu Kumar Krishna manifests his pastimes in the cities of Mathura and Dwarka, but Krishna, the son of Nand Maharaj, never at any time leaves Vrindavan. So after hearing these two verses from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rupa Goswami got confirmed that, okay, whatever dream I had was the real dream, and now I should make it a point that I'll write two separate natakas. One dealing with Krishna's pastimes only in Vrindavan, which is Vidagdha Madhava, and the other dealing Krishna's pastimes in Dwarka and Mathura as Lalita Madhava. So after hearing these two verses, 67 and 66 and 67, Rupa Goswami got confirmed, and then he started writing two separate natakas.
Yes. Yeah, here it mentioned after that his dream is mentioned after that, yes?
No. Dream was mentioned before that, Mataji. Before that, Kaviraj Goswami is mentioning that how when he was coming from Bengal to Orissa, in that village he got, in that Satyabhamapura, he got that dream. But when Rupa Goswami came to Puri and he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, at that time he didn't even mention about the dream. But somehow, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna, right? So he knows the heart, what is going on in Rupa Goswami. And so immediately he quoted these two verses, and that confirmed Rupa Goswami that yes, whatever dream I had in that Satyabhamapura was right, and she was non-different from Satyabhama, and therefore I should write two separate natakas.
Oh, yes. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. It's so nice. I have another question, but other maybe first Mataji, if they have any question.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Kirtida Sundari Mataji. Koti dan. Again, we're not able to see you.
You're not able to see me?
Now we can see you.
Can't see me, Mataji. Yeah.
Koti Danpat Pranam to your seva. Yes, Sanjana Gopi and Vilasini Gopi is right. Mataji, today, every time, Mataji, the Leelas you are enjoying, you are entering the Leelas. So when the reflection, your Chunni's reflection come, we are just think, when you come again. That's why, so please forgive me, they are bothering you. Mataji, and very nicely you explained Sri Dwarka Dham to Sri Dham Vrindavan Dham. We are taking Sri Jagannath, and Sri Balram is digging all the anarthas from our heart. And when we are, when King Prataprudra clean the road, means all the anarthas digging by Balramji. And Mataji, we are requesting Sri Jagannath, please come to our heart. Sridham Vrindavan Dham, Mataji, so nicely explained. And Rupa Goswami's Leela also, Mataji, so nicely explained that small drops of news. And Mataji, you explained so nicely that Rupa Goswami is writing in leaves, Leelas, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu glorify them, that the how nicely the words is like petals of rose, and so many things, Mataji, you are explaining so nicely. It came in your face, Mataji, you are enjoying. And when the pure Vaishnava, you explained that we have to hear the Shishi Bhagavatam from pure Vaishnava, Shishi Chaitanamrita from pure Vaishnava. Mataji, you are the one of them, that now we also enjoying, and like a nectar of rasa, we are drinking that rasa. Koti Dandavat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev ki jai. Thank you, Radhe. Thank you. Jai Shri Radhe.
Jai Vrinda Gopika Mataji. Thank you for all your sincerity. And trust me, nothing was mine. It was all Srila Prabhupada's purport and Kaviraj Goswami's verses that he was writing in Caitanya Caritamrta. But at the same time, if you could feel that there was some ecstatic symptoms and some, relishment was there in me, then I really bow down to each and every one of you to bless me, that maybe those ecstatic symptoms that you were able to see was all because of your pure nature, because it was all artificial. but please bless me so that truly I can imbibe those mood of the intimate associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This Caitanya Caritamrta is so sweet, so sweet. It's just like a mango. You bite it from any side and you'll get the sweetness. So whether it's Adi Lila, whether it's Madhya Lila, whether it's Antya Lila, whether it's Chaitanya Bhagavat, whether it's Chaitanya Mangal, Chaitanya Lila is so sweet, and we should relish it. So please bless me so that I can really relish through my heart all these beautiful verses.
Just take a 10-second, Mataji. And when you are singing Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghu Yuga, it reminds Bhakti Vedant Hospital. It is continuously going on, Srila Prabhupada Kirtan. And all sloka, you are explaining such a nice tune. So there is no question. Sing for us one or two sloka.
Yeah, Mataji. Actually, these 3 shlokas that Mahaprabhu sang, and then Rupa Goswami wrote, and then what Rupa Goswami described about the 2-syllable Krishna, all these 3 verses are in the same meter as the Shat Goswami meter. So they are in the same meter, and also the same meter as we sing the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, yes, Vrinda Gopika Mataji. I'll definitely honor whatever you'll say, but let's see if we have any questions.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Vrinda Mataji.
Thank you so much for a beautiful class. Thank you for explaining the pastime so nicely. I really like that pastime of Rupa Goswami. The words he wrote, Tunde Tandava, that one. And as everyone else said, you were completely involved when you were explaining it. And I think that wallpaper was popping out, right?
What was popping out?
That wallpaper or something was popping out suddenly, and we couldn't see you for some time.
Yeah, I don't know, something happened.
That was actually giving a transcendental effect while you were explaining.
Krishna. I don't know why it happened somehow. Because, anyways, I'm not a computer lady, so this computer makes me crazy.
Good timing for that sometimes when you
saying it was giving transcendental effect, like as you
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's a good question, Mataji, but I still have that question in mind, so I will ask you. So, if Satyamama is Radharani herself and who is in the Dwarka Lila, so then it is very difficult for me to understand then how come Krishna is still in so much of in the mood of separation from Radharani then like in Dwarka.
Satyabhama is just an expansion of Srimati Radharani.
Okay.
So we have to understand this. Like I previously also said, while Preeti Milasni Mataji was asking this question, that everybody cannot get a chance to interact with Lord Shri Krishna. He is spiritual, he is pure, right? So normal if you say that they were just princes and they were just, captured by Baumasura. And then Lord Shri Krishna, he saved all those princes and then he married. If we say that they were just normal princes, how can it be possible that Krishna can marry them? So definitely those princes have to be the, intimate the associates of Krishna himself. So all those gopis from Vraja, they manifested and their external expansions as princes of the Dwarka. And then Lord Shri Krishna, he married them. So again, it's an inconceivable thing, Mataji, because they can expand, right? Like the expansions happen, and not only the expansions of the living entities, even the things, the immortal things also get expands. That's how Vrindavan is. Right, so we have to understand that all those princes were the expansions, and that's what Lalita Madhava, Rupa Goswami in that book, he describes, that they were the expansions of all the gopis. But still, as Radharani, as Lalita Devi, as Vishakha, all the other gopis, they were still in Vraja. relishing that separation, that Vipralamba bhav with Krishna.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mataji. Yeah. So we can understand like she's Radha Rani, but yet not Radha Rani. Like how Ram, Balram is expansion. So if
Yeah.
Krishna yet not Krishna, it's like that, right?
Yeah, and like Rukmani, she is described as the expansion of Chandravali.
Mhm.
So these are all gopis only, they expanded. But at the same time, the gopis do have their own Vipralamba rasa with Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Kirtida Sundari Mataji. Wonderful,
Krishna
wonderful
Sattva
class.
Mataji.
And as everybody said it. I just am repeating it. But from the beginning, I was so I put on the like the camera to see you, and I know like you might feel it again. Your tilak, tilak is also green in color. Your tilak, I think the reflection of your dupatta is falling in some way.
No.
But I
Something
was just
happened. I don't know. My son was doing something, and I don't know.
I'm going to
Yesterday
send
he
you a
was
photo.
missing.
I'm going to send you a
Okay.
photo.
Sure,
And
Mataji, definitely.
it is really, like everybody, as everybody said, it really reflects on your face the way you are saying it. And last time I remember I talking to Kirtida Sundari Mataji also that Caitanya Caritamrta overall is so nectarian. I don't know, we say it is the PhD level, but if you really dive into it and if you start reading the verses, you don't want to keep Caitanya Caritamrita down. It is so
So
nectarian.
sweet.
And because of the tune, you go on singing it. At times you don't understand, at least me. But then due to that, I remember Adi Gadadhar Prabhu telling the tune how it is sung. And when I started reading it, earlier when I read the verse, I don't understand anything. So what I started it, like the meanings first and then the verse reading. Then it gave at least 10% of what is there.
Yes.
And then it made a little sense. And then the purport was more helpful. So this Antya lila is really it is just melodious, and you just want to hear it and hear it. Thank you, Mataji, for taking all the efforts to
Thank you.
bringing this nectar to us, and really you're blessed, Mataji, and we are blessed to have you.
Thank you so much, Sita Priti Mataji. I am blessed in all of your wonderful association. What painstaking things you are doing in the camp, summer camp. It's really wonderful. I've been hearing, here and there, especially from the YouTube. I don't join the Zoom conference, but through Facebook and through YouTube, I do hear. So you are doing awesome jobs. You're training our future warriors. So that is very important. So thank you. Thank you for all your wonderful services.
Mataji, verse for tomorrow is 123 or
No, Mataji, I covered till 102. So tomorrow the verse will be 103 and 4.
103. Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thanks so much for the beautiful class, Mataji. So you're working hard so much to enlighten us like beginners can understand. So like me, thanks so much, Mataji. And I had a small clarification, Mataji. You were mentioning about Vipralamba, the mode of separation. So you said Rupa Goswami needed to explain it because the mode of separation gives the nourishment to the meeting. So is it correct, Mataji? Am I understanding is correct?
What you said last point?
The more the separation we understand about the separation, only then the meeting can be nourished. The emotion of me can be highlighted.
Yes.
So Mataji, in that case, Radharani was missing Krishna for so many years. She was separated. And when she first met Krishna in the Kurukshetra, actually it should be a happy moment because she has been separated for so many years.
And first time when but I can understand the point, Mataji, that the Krishna that Radharani was loving and keeping in her mind was different, like the appearance. So here the Krishna is entirely different. So the appearance wise is okay, she was a little depressed. But when we say she was sad, actually, really she should be happy, right, to meet Krishna.
But she was upset, Mataji, because she was not seeing the same Krishna that Krishna left Vrindavan. The cowherd boy Krishna wearing silk dhoti and having a flute and wearing a peacock feather and a Vaijayanti mala. So she was missing that Krishna. She was happy because, because that's why when she came to know that Krishna is coming, all the gopis, they basically ran. And they said, no, we are not going to stay. Nand Maharaj actually told that, some of you should stay back in Vrindavan. But they all said, no, we all are going to meet Krishna, because they were so desperate in meeting Krishna. But just seeing Krishna, she make it out, oh no, he's not the same person. Maybe, the thought was that, does he still remembers me? Like I have been longing to meet him. I have been in the mood of separation, but now this Krishna is this with his full entourage, with his full ministers and the other military people. Everybody was there. The soldiers were there because he came with an army, right? And all the queens were there. So Radharani, she was expecting something else. The expectations didn't come true, and then she was in the mood that, does Krishna still remembers me? That who am I, or just he forgot after having those few years of the time, the Sambhoga time with me, and then he just forgot. So she saw Krishna. She wants to see Krishna, but as soon as she saw Krishna, she somehow felt unhappy, upset, because he was not the same Krishna. And then her mood was really understood by Lalita Devi, Vishakha Devi, and all the other gopis. And they said, okay, now let's take this Krishna. Let's take this Krishna back to Vrindavan, change his clothes and bring him onto the banks of Yamuna. And there you both can unite again. So that's what the Rath Yatra pastime is.
So is there any information of Krishna's reaction, Mataji? So what did Krishna feel like, or anything information about that?
I don't know exactly, but what I have heard from my Guru Maharaj, because he normally, he has given a lot of classes on this Rath Yatra pastimes. So he said that Krishna was really happy seeing all the gopis and Srimati Radharani. Krishna was very happy because in heart Krishna is Krishna, right? Krishna knows, because Krishna also longs to go to Vrindavan. So though he was dressed in a kingly robes and having his whole entourage, but still Krishna, in his heart, he was longing to meet all the gopis, and so he was very delightful. But it's Srimati Radharani's mood that she wants Krishna back in a cowherd form, not as a kingly robe, as a prince he came, because that mood was not relished by Srimati Radharani. That's what my Guru Maharaj always does.
Okay, Mataji.
You got it,
Thank
Mataji,
you.
somehow?
Thank you so much for the class, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. So I was thinking, what did Krishna react like, or what did Krishna
Krishna
feel
was
like?
happy.
Because,
Krishna was happy. Yeah.
Okay.
After seeing all of them.
Okay, Mataji. But that makes little sad, to know when Radharani was little upset or she was little worried. That made
it's
little
sad.
feel
It's sad, but
sad.
at the same time, see the mood, what she was having. That no, I want my Krishna only, who was a cowherd boy, and all the gopis assisted her, Srimati Radharani, in all this part that, okay, let's take Krishna back to Vrindavan so that you both can reunite. So it's also good in the times that how this also shows our Rath Yatra pastimes. In the Rath Yatra also, what we do, we bring Krishna, we bring Jagannath to our hearts. That yes, you were in Dwarka, you were there as the super soul of this whole universe, as Jagat, taking care of the whole universe. You were present in Dwarka, but now we want you, Krishna, to come and reside and take your residence in our heart. So that is what the Rath Yatra pastime is. We also don't want Krishna to be as Jagannath in Dwarka. We want Krishna, okay. That's why we are pulling that cart. So pulling that cart signifies that we are literally pulling Krishna in our heart. That, oh Krishna, now please take the resident in our heart. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Mataji, very nice. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much for the beautiful class and very nice question answer session.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much.
Is there anybody having any more questions for Mataji? Hare Krishna, is there anybody having any more questions for Mataji? Please go ahead.
Yeah, if there are no more questions or comments, Vrinda Gopika Mataji, I think so it's only 5 minutes left because I think so we have another class also. So what do you want me to sing? You were telling something.
You sing today 3 or 4 verses. Can you sing again? Same tune.
Oh, the same verses. Okay.
Anything, Mataji. What is comfortable for you?
Okay. Ya kaumara harasaiva hivaras taeva chaitra shapas tejon milita malati surabhaya rauda kadambalina cha sa cha vasmi tathapi तत्र सुरता व्यापार लीला विधौ रेवारोद शिवेतसि तरुतले चेता समुत्कण्ठते प्रिया सोऽयं कृष्ण सहचरी कुरुक्षेत्र मेलितास् तथा
Mataji, it's stuck for me.
तथापि अन्तखेलान् मधुरा मुरली पञ्चामाजुषे मनोमि कालिन्दी पुलीन विपनयया स्पृहायति तुण्डे ताण्डवनी रतिं वितुनयते तुण्डावली लभ्युते भयास्पृहं चेता प्राङ्गणसङ्गिनी विजयते सर्वे इन्द्रियाणां कृतिं नो जाने जानीत कियत्भिरमृता कृष्णा इति वर्णद्वयी
हरे बोल श्री कविराज कृष्ण पुर की जय, श्री चैतन्य चरणों की जय, किर्तिदा सुंदरी माता जी की जय.
Thank you, Mataji, for your beautiful singing. Very nice voice.
I love the tune, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Now I'm seeing myself. It's all green. I don't know why. What happened?
It is matching to your dress color, Mataji. Yeah. Again, Mataji's video got stuck for me. Okay, Mataji. Thank you so much. Thank you. No more questions. We can end the call here. I would like to offer my obeisances to Mataji and all the Vaishnavas assembled on the call. Vancha kalpa tarobhyasya kripa sindhu bhyaya patitanam
pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namah.
Vaishnav ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Her Grace Kirtida Sundari Mataji ki jai. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you all so much.
The video's coming.